Hi, I'm Katie, and you're looking at Jamps systems. I will try to walk you through the process and show you how the program operates. What you see here is a dashboard. Here you have the clipboard, notes, latest quotes, latest invoices, and some financial information and statistics. First, let me explain how the system works. When you or a company receives an order, what you do is create a quote. To create a quote, you must already have a customer information inside the system. In the quote, you can include blocks or rooms. Items, which is already in the system. There are more than 40,000 items and materials, and they are already pre-assembled. Once you create a quote, you can also see the material cost and material takeoff. I've been told that you are interested specifically in job distribution, so I will try to focus on that subject. Once you receive an order and create a quote, the quote goes through a submittal process. After the quote is submitted and approved, you can of course create invoices if you want to, but the next process is the job distribution. You should already have users or your employees in the system. Once you start distributing a job, you assign tasks to different users. You specify how much time do you give them, like do you give them 2 hours or 10 hours to complete the job. Once they complete the job, you see it in their statistics, if they were late or if they were really quick to complete the job. Now the main perk of the system is that you can really control and see the job progress. What happens is you give a task to an employee. This task has trackers. Once your employee completes certain trackers, you can already see the percentage of the task going up. And once your employees complete the whole task, or two, you can see the progress going on the project. Okay, I will start showing you around. Here's the menu on the left side. You see here the dashboard, the first one. The next one is personal pages, where your users can see their tasks and statistics. Customers. Here's a list of your customers. Libraries. In the libraries, you have items library, materials library, which are connected by the way, task library, and action library. We will get back to this later. The next one is job, where you see the job progress. The next one is quotes. We have also statements, work orders, action log, event log, general list, and statistics. Okay, now let me begin with customers. Here's a customers list. You can add new customer or simply import it by Excel. Here I have some sample customers. You can see how many quotes they have this year, and from here you can access those quotes. Here's the registration dates, and here you can see some other information regarding this company. Next we have the libraries. We have the items library, where you can see all the items in the system, and all of those are already pre-assembled. So if you put one of those in a quote and include materials, it will give you the material cost and material takeoff as well. You can also change the dimensions, and the price will change with it. Materials library is simply the list of materials that are used in items library. Now, the one that is quite important for you is the task library. Here Mike provided me with his list, so I added it here for, to see it better. Here we have drafting, CNC programming, production, delivery, and some of those have the sub-steps, which we call trackers. So these are tasks that you give to your employees, and they start by ticking off some of the tasks. Once they complete one, you can see the person going up on the task. You're going to need this task library because you will have to give those tasks to the employees while distributing the job. What you have here also is the weight, which means that this indicates how much time is it going to take and how hard is the job. We need this because if you have two tasks that you gave to the employee and one takes only 10 minutes and the second one takes like 1 hour, this is not going to be correct in the calculations without the task weights. So you indicate that one of them takes less time and another takes more time. That way, when the first task is completed, you will not get the 50% because that will be, of course, incorrect. It will give you the more accurate percent. Okay, moving on. Let's continue by creating a quote. Here you have the list of your customers. I will choose one of them randomly. And you can create quote by clicking this button. By the way, please use Firefox, Google Chrome, or Opera to navigate in the system because some of the buttons might not work in old versions of Internet Explorer. So this is a quote creation page. I know you don't really need this one because you manage your quotes somewhere else. However, I will just simply go over the creation process. Here you have the customer information. Here we have the blocks. Let's add 2 rooms. For example, you have the kitchen and you have dining room. The next thing you do is add items. To add items, you simply go through the library here. This is the same library over here that you saw here, items library. What you do is click on this little arrow once you find the item you want, and it goes to the room that you have selected. Let's put another one here. It calculates the time, the quantity, and the price. The price is connected to cost of business per hour. Here you can control it. For example, instead of 50, let's put 100. Here you can see that it says it takes half an hour. Therefore, the half an hour would cost half of $100, which is $50. You can also control the margin. You can add, for example, 50% and it will automatically add. Or you can add taxes. It will automatically add taxes. You have to put completion date as well. And just finish editing. Everything is automatically saved, so you don't have to worry about losing the data. Here is a quote management page. What you do is submit the quote. You can of course edit first. After you submit the quote, you can revise it. However, once you revise the quote, it unsubmits and you have to submit it once more. Also, when you revise the quote, the original version will be saved and it will be displayed here. Next one is the approval status. You can change it to approved once the client approved it. Success. Now our quote is already approved. We can go directly to the job distribution. The first thing you do, you assign a manager to the project. I have a few users here. You add users from the accounts, by the way. This is the work level of quote. For example, if the quote is very difficult, you can put 10. If it's really easy, you can put 1. You can also type letters here. And you should add the total budget hours. For example, it is going to take only 30 hours for the project to complete. Just click Save Changes. Now we are on Work Orders page. As you can see, we have the manager work order here, which is assigned to Mike, and it's on hold. Mike will receive the task in the personal pages in My Tasks, right here. Now we can activate. Now we can create the new tasks. Let's go back to job distribution by clicking this blue button. We can scroll down to the task. First, we choose the task, for example, drafting. Type normal or red line. Let's choose normal. Let's allow 5 hours to draft the kitchen and 10 hours to draft the dining room, and assign one to Nick and another to sample user, for example. Click Create. We go back to the work orders page and we can see that 2 work orders have been created. Both of them are on hold. We can see who it is assigned to and what's the progress. Of course, progress is 0 for now. Let's activate the work orders. These users will be able to access their account and see it in personal pages in My Tasks. Now, if you remember, the tasks have trackers, little sub-steps. To access them, we can click here on little list button. If we scroll down, we will be able to see the trackers here. Once your employee is done working on the steps, or several steps, they or the supervisor click on these little check marks. By doing this, we can see that the progress is moving up. Let's go back to work orders. We can see that 50% is done. The reason we see 50% here, even though 3 out of 5 trackers are completed, is because the last step would be for the manager or supervisor to check and confirm that the steps are completed. We can go back and mark the others as completed as well. We can go to the manager side now and say exactly how much time did it take for them to complete. Let's say 4. Mark it as ready and save. We can go back to the work orders page and we will see that this task is completed. Now if we go to the job, let's go to the jobs, the active jobs, and check here. Let's scroll down. Here we have the job that we created, it's called new job. We will see that 33.33% is completed. So in jobs, we see the progress. Let's do the same here. Let's complete all the trackers. Go to the manager side. Say how much time it took. Let's say this one was a little bit lazy and completed it in a later time. Say it's ready and click Save. Now we go back to the work orders and we will see that both of them are completed. To mark the whole project as completed, the work order manager has to come here and go to the manager side. Here they can indicate how much hours did it take to complete the whole project. Let's say 15. By the way, in a future update, the program will count the hours by itself automatically and you will not have to put the numbers here manually. Let's click on work order is done and save. Let's go back to the work orders and we will see that this is already completed. Let's go back to the quote details. Here we have the action log. Thanks to the action log, you can attach little comments or even files to a quote so that you don't have to look for it in emails or other means of contact to your customer. And by the way, to contact your customer, you can use the RFI or request for information. Here you can create questions and send them to your customers. They will receive it in the email and will go to the link where they answer your questions, and you will get those answers back and you will have the record of them here. Here we have statistics. We can choose one of the users, click here, and you will see little statistics here. If they worked on more tasks during some period of time, you can choose something else. Let's see if they have more. Yeah, if they worked on more tasks, you will of course see more data. Here we have average. This is a request, which is always 100%. If your employee was late, their statistics will go down. If your employee was working really well and completed everything earlier than was requested, there, it spikes up. 600% means that your employee completed the task 6 times faster than it was requested. Let's check out the personal pages. Let's go to My Tasks. Here we see the list of tasks. When you give the task to your employee, this is where they will see their task. They can click on Show Work Order and they will see what they have to do here. Let's go back. Here they will also see the completion progress. All of the tasks are grouped in all, ongoing, manager tasks, and also grouped in the companies. Now let's go to the general list. Here you have the list of all the quotes, and it's really easier to search because you have all those filters, like customer, type, or status. While you're creating a quote, you can also create a change order. Let's go back to creating a quote. Here you can choose the change order. If you received changes from the client that you are willing to charge them for, you choose change order. This way you can link it to the quote of your choosing. Let's go back to dashboard. Here you will see the notes, latest quotes, quotes due for payment, latest invoices, latest statements, and other statistics like cash flow, paid and unpaid quotes, top customers with largest invoices, and others. On the top right side you have the question mark, and if you click here you will see the tips for each page. For example, if we go to quotes and click on tips, you will see the questions like FAQs, but small ones. But if you do not find the question you have in here, you can click on Learn More at FAQ. Once you click this, it will take you to our website where you have the broad list of FAQs. It has a live search. If you type quotes, you will see all the questions regarding the quotes. By clicking here, you can go to Jamps account, and here you can go to company settings. This is where you can change the default price for the cost of business per hour. All the rest of the texts are included in the quote and invoices. Well, this is it for today. If you have any questions, please contact me at support@jampsystems.com or the toll-free number